Hi, folks. I don't know how well this is going to work, but I'm on the road. Interstate 10, eastbound, Louisiana. I'm I've left Texas and I'm heading for Virginia, and I go back and forth, back and forth. This time is a little bit different. I'm going to go to Virginia, and I will be there by the end of August. I will stay in Virginia for a week or 10 days or so, and then I will be leaving again, heading for Missouri. Um, in Branson, Missouri, is this? It's at, USA Today says it's the number one theme park in the United States. It's called Silver Dollar City, and in the fall they have a craft show. I'm not sure what they call it. They have a pumpkin festival. They've got like 15,000 pumpkins all out there. It's kind of cool. Um, I go there to be a guest craftsman, and I do the silversmithing thing. Just jewelry. I don't make teapots. Um, but I will be there from the middle of September until the middle of October. Um, the craft show runs until the end of October, but I need to come back to Texas and do the Pearland Farmers Market and see my daughter briefly, and then I will go back to Virginia. And I need to be in Virginia on the 1st of November. Don't screw that up. 1st of November is my wedding anniversary, and I was doing Silver Dollar City craft show last year, and I didn't make it back for my wedding 20th anniversary. Don't do that. uh, but I will. I'm going to Virginia, then to Missouri, then to Texas, and then back to Virginia. And then I need to be in Georgia for Thanksgiving. And then I don't know what December looks like. I'm sure there are some Christmas markets that I should do. I want to be in Texas for Christmas because I'll be in Georgia to spend Christmas with my wife, or no, I'll be in Georgia to spend Thanksgiving with my wife and her family. And so I will do Christmas with my daughter in Texas. And my wife goes to Georgia because that's where her parents are at. She lives in Virginia, but anyway, that's where I will be for the next couple of months. But right now I'm on Interstate 10 in Louisiana, and I'm going to stop up here. I think it's exit 9. This right here you can't see it, but this is a prayer beads, the talisman from prayer beads. But I've also got a Gumby style Bigfoot swinging like he's just swinging. And every now and then that's what you see in the little flash thing. Um, at about exit 91, I think, is Kirchner's. I'm not sure I'm saying that right. It's a meat market, and I'll be stopping there because I think alligator season starts this week, and hopefully Kirchner's will have some fresh alligator meat. I don't know where they get it or what the rules are on that, but Kirchner's is a cool meat market. You can get boudin there, and I'll be probably having boudin balls for lunch, and I want to get some alligator meat. So when I get back to Virginia, my wife and I can have some alligator. And I need to change lanes because people are merging. There's also Billy's Boudin or something like that. That's across the interstate. I've tried both, and I've had people tell me Billy's Boudin is better, but they're about the same to me as far as I can tell. I'm on my way on my GPS. I have plugged in to go to the Alabama Welcome Center on the west side of my travel. And is it near Cuba or something? I forget the name of the town. If you look for Alabama Welcome Center, if you look for the one on that says something about Cuba or something like that, that's where I plan to spend the night tonight. I generally travel 2 trips a month, and I try to make those 2 trips. They're both about 1,350 miles. It's back and forth from Virginia to Texas. And there are campgrounds to stay at. I sleep in my truck camper, all that kind of stuff. Yeah, I do that regularly. So when you're truck camping, you got to find a place to park. And ideally, you want to be comfortable. And when I'm traveling, the places I camp, I'm going to arrive probably early in the evening, if not afternoon, because I try not to go too many miles. This trip, it's 1,350 miles roughly. I can easily do it in 2 days. I shouldn't say too easily, because if I do it in 2 days, the third day I just feel like kitty litter, And I'm not a cat fan, by the way. If I do it in 3 days, I'm fine. So I try to break it up into 3 days of travel. And usually the third day is a short day, something 400 to 500 miles at most, 350 maybe. So where to stop? I could stop at hotels and pay who knows how much to sleep the night, and if I stay there long enough, I might be there in time. I'm sorry about that, the flashy thing. It seems like a lot of money just for a place to take a long nap. No. A nice campground should have. I always go for electric sites, and I'm looking for hot water showers too. That just makes it a whole lot more comfortable. But if you've got that, it depends where you go, how much you're going to pay. If you stay at a federal, Corps of Engineers sites, at my age, I get them for half price, and that puts it down there usually under $20, which is kind of nice. There are state parks. The state parks are usually okay, but they're usually more expensive. Most will offer a senior discount, but it's usually not very much. Not like the Corps of Engineers site. Corps of Engineers site's like 50%. Most other places, if you can get a senior discount, it's like 10%, something like that. It's usually not a lot, but it's better than nothing. Finding a campsite, especially if you're traveling at last minute, can be rough. And if you're traveling anywhere close on a weekend, they want to charge you for at least 2 nights. Well, screw that. All I'm looking for is a place to spend the night in relative comfort. Which, for me, relative comfort means having a restroom nearby. I've got a porta potty, but I stopped carrying it. It just takes up too much room. Especially whenever you got to clean them out when you finish your trip. What I do as much as anything anymore is I stay at interstate rest stops. I have yet to have any trouble with them. I'm sure some people do from time to time, but I've never gotten ran off. even those that have security. And having security is fine. I don't mind that at all. It's probably a good thing. Um, the ones that I stay at, I usually try to park off to the side, but I can get up in the middle of the night and go to any restaurant or go to the restroom anytime I want, which is that's worth quite a bit. Now, if you're staying at a rest area, you won't get an electric site. I've never seen one of those. You just have a regular parking place, and it may not be all that level. And quite frequently, you're going to have truckers running their engines, or if you don't have that, you're on an interstate, so you got interstate traffic. But it slows down a lot at night. It doesn't get too noisy. And they don't cost anything. And I am getting by on Social Security and what kind of silver jewelry I can sell. So I'm interested in as free or as close to free as I can get. But I do okay. I've done that iOverlander. iOverlander tells you where the camping places are, and some have a fee, some are free, some of them are just, hey, you can camp at this Walmart. Well, I used to camp at Walmarts, and I don't like, you've got the 24-hour Walmart, you've got the restroom there, but I don't like camping at Walmarts. That's a no-go. If you don't have any choice, okay, but they're usually noisy. There's lots of city ordinances that try to discourage that thing. You never, unless you've been there before, you don't know whether it's allowed or not. So some rest areas will tell you, so many hours limit. You can stay at truck stops. Those are noisy too. But anymore, I'm seeing more and more of them have signs up saying, 1 hour parking only. It's getting so, it's hard to find free places to camp. It's not as easy. Some of them, I'm sure, would disagree, but it's not as easy as it used to be to find a free place to camp. That when you're out on the interstate traveling. But rest areas are usually pretty good. And I've been on this route enough that I've got a little logbook that tells me I know where the rest area is at, but I can't remember exactly which exits they're off. So I've got all the rest areas on my regular route marked in this little logbook. It tells me eastbound or westbound and which side what the mile marker is for the rest area, and whether it's a rest area or a welcome center or any kind of notes. There are a couple of rest areas that I stay at occasionally that they don't have anything. It's just a pullover. So there's no restrooms, there's no electric, no water, no nothing. And I'm sure there's a risk, but you could get mugged in a Walmart parking lot. You could get mugged going for a walk around the nicest hotel too. Anyway, I've been staying at rest areas and they don't cost anything. And this one at my phone's falling out here. Anyway, that's what's going on. Kirchner's for pretty good boudin, and they've got other meats too. They've got a lot of seasoned stuff, which is cool. They do the Cajun seasoning, and so you just buy the package, and it's either thaw or it's frozen, one of the two. They got both usually. And they've also got stuff ready to eat, like the boudin balls, they'll be hot and ready to go, or just a piece of boudin. There's a sign right there, Kirchner's Specialty Meat, exit 97. And it's hot boudin and cracklins, which there are so many hot boudin and cracklins places on this oh, this 50-mile stretch of Interstate 10. There's lots of them, but I'm kind of fond of the Karchners. Um, I've stopped there a number of times. So anyway, here's one that says Don's Boudin and Cracklins, alligator and seafood items, specialty sausage. We shipped, so. And here's another one right here. It just says the best. It doesn't say what it is, which one it is. Anyway, I better go because I'm going to be stopping pretty soon. I don't know how well this video will work, but I thought I'd give it a shot. Bye.